Hi, I'm Jamie Locke from the First Grade Bloom. I teach up in Anchorage, Alaska. I'm currently teaching first grade. So I am Mrs. Locke, and welcome to my classroom, and let me show you around. This is the social emotional learning area of our classroom. That is the bathroom behind that door too. We really focus on Kelso and using Kelso's choices. And we also talk about what kinds of behaviors we want in our classroom, and we do lots of other different kinds of SEL lessons throughout the year. This is our classroom library. These rocking chairs are used for read to self time. Theme books are in this bookcase. All of our fiction books are in the bins on the top shelf. We sort our books based on the first letter of the title. We do not count the word the. And all of these books are out at the beginning of the year, and they are the only books that are out. And as the year goes on, we gradually add more books. We try to make as many class books as possible. These are our fun journals. Kids can write about different topics and then have their work added to these journals. We've got Just Right books, nonfiction books. And very early on, we focus on these two things: 2 ways to read a book, and then how to choose a book. This is our Chicka Chicka Boom Boom tree, which will only be up for a while as we review the alphabet. This is where I do my small groups, mainly small reading groups. All of our reading strategies that we use are up here. We add them when we talk about them. So when I read and I get stuck, this is what you do for decoding. And then this is what you do for comprehension. There's one more hidden back there. In this set of drawers, I keep all of my reading instruction materials for each group that I work with. And I also have other tools that I use with the groups. 2 of our 4 computers. We use Lexia a lot, Starfall a lot. Behind my chair, I have lots of phonics and phonemic awareness games and materials that I use with my small groups. Do the Daily 5 in my classroom, although I don't like to call it Daily 5. I'd rather call it SLG, Small Learning Groups, because they change and there's lots of them. There's more than 5. And so I needed a place for my anchor charts. And so I just made myself like a big old folder kind of on this cabinet that I have, and I put all of my anchor charts in here, and the hope is that I can easily pull them out, and then I can hang them up, I can display them, I can do whatever I want with them. This is the reading station. As one of our small learning groups, we always do reading games at least once a week, if not more. And this is a collection of games that I've made, games that I found, and games that I've purchased. And we add them gradually, at least 1 per week, sometimes 2. And either I front load it, teach it, and then the kids do it independently while I'm doing guided reading, or I'm lucky and have a parent who can lead that group. And then this also becomes a group choice. So there is lots for kids to do when they are all done with their work. So it's an incentive for them, but it also keeps them busy for me so that I can help kids that need more help getting finished with things. Our word family wall. Every week we have a new word family, and this wall will be totally full by the end of the year. It's a writing resource for students. 2 more computers. These are our books on iPod. There are many, many more, but I only put out a few at a time. Word wall. We start the year with all of the words on the word wall. They are removable, so they are also a resource for kids when they write. Every time we study a word, we highlight it with yellow highlighting tape, and then if students ask how to spell that word, they have to go to the word wall to find it instead of getting a little bit of help from me. This is our stoplight. It's called a Yacker tracker, and it works by using the decibels of noise in the classroom to control classroom noise. It is a wonderful tool. It's visual and it's auditory. And there's our last computer. I love, love, love this counter. I use it for many things, mainly setting out all of my instructional materials that I'm going to need that day so that things flow more efficiently and quicker and saves time. One of our anchor charts for read to self. We're keeping it here right now. And my little oasis. This is my desk. It is my desk, but it's also a spot where I will have kids come play math games over here on the floor or do partner reading, projects for parents. In here, if I have students on a behavior plan because of anger management or something like that, there are things in here that they may do to distract them and kind of calm them down. In my desk. This is what I call our business center. Lots of stuff happens here. Students turn their work into that basket. I keep track of it on this chart. And I always hang examples right here so that they know what's missing. And when they're done with their work, here are their choices from Gerg. The choices can change. I can add choices, take off choices, but students always have something to do. And then I keep myself organized by using these drawers down here. Each day of the week I put my instructional materials. Always, always, always make extra copies of things for kids because they lose them, they misplace them, and I tell them, go get it out of the extra drawer. And then we have our jobs. These two chairs are also used for read to self. This is our main whole group gathering area on the carpet. This is our Step It chart. It is our main behavior management tool, although there are many in place in the classroom. This one is individual for each student. Our 3 classroom rules, very simple. Very few because lots of behaviors fall under those 3. Our schedule. Every time we complete something, we take it off the schedule so students are never asking, when is it time for lunch? When is it time to go home? Team points, another behavior management tool that I use. When a team gets 5 points, everybody on the team gets to step up. Magnetic calendar. Awesome. Made my own numbers and my own graphics. Love this hundreds chart. Kids can come up and take numbers out, turn them over when they're working on math problems. And the love of my life, the smartboard. Love, love, love it. Fortunate to have a bench because even I'm too short sometimes, so we stand on the bench. My computer hub goes along with my smartboard. It's super important. It's just a big student desk, and so I sewed basically an elastic curtain around it to keep everything that I don't want kids to see out of sight. I'm very fortunate to have an LCD projector. I have a document camera, which is awesome, especially for writing when I want to show kids things. Mac Mini is what is the computer that's hooked up to my smartboard, and this awesome little speaker plugs in, runs on batteries, and helps make the smartboard louder. I can also take it out and plug my phone into it to play music, but it's awesome. This is another docking station that I have. This is an old phone. I use this phone for recording, running records, assessments, but I also use it for classroom music. I listen to Pandora especially while the kids are writing. When students do step up on the Step-It chart, they come get pennies from here. Here's our gem jar, another behavior management tool. We fill it up and we get a party that the kids have voted on. Our gym shoes are hiding underneath there. Great for students self-managing. Free time cupboard, also for indoor recess. We've got games and toys and lots of stuff in there. This is the writing station. Anything and everything writing you can find over here. I'll display posters and signs and things. You can even write on this whiteboard. This is something we're really starting the year off with right now. When we learn skills, we put it up here on this little mini board, and then we also highlight these things in our writing journals. Here are our writing journals right here. And we add to this throughout the year as we learn various things. Mini word walls, love these. It's another writing resource. For me, it's all about resources and becoming independent. So I never like to give an answer. I want kids to figure it out, work for it. Proofreading microphones when we get into self-editing first. There are highlighters that we use to highlight words we've studied in our word books. Here are peer editing checklists, editing pens that go along with that, pointers which are used for various things, and cups. This is a great system to manage students raising their hands instead of raising their hands. I'm done. Come check my work. This is for anything and everything, not just writing. But we keep these cups here. And then, oh, I have a question or need help. Here is our author's chair. This little teddy bear guy keeps it warm until we have somebody who wants to share. And to share, kids have to write something. They can write something at home and bring it to school, or they can choose a writing activity from this cart. We start out with one and then we add more as we learn about them. And then whatever writing they do, if they want to share it, they just have to come sign up. And then they put it in the bucket and they put their work in the finished work basket because I have to proof everything before they read it. And usually the deal I make is I type up their writing and make it look really nice and neat. Even throw a book cover on there. And then they get to share in the author's chair. And you can share as many times as you want. You get your picture taken and you get a certificate, and then you get the choice. Do you want to take that piece of writing home, or do you want to keep it at school in our library for other kids to read? The process is very important. We don't start it until second quarter in my class, but then we have this chart up so that we can keep track of it. Mainly for me, so I know how kids are progressing. I'll have mini conferences to help kids progress and keep track of things. Not far from the writing station is our Be a Good Writer board. When I grade student writing, when they write in their journal or when they do projects, I'm looking for specific things at certain times of the year, and when I notice kids doing a really great job, I let them shine, and I put their names up here and I do kind of a reveal. I'll put a big sticky note over their names, and then I'll say, these are the kids who in their journals this week had great handwriting, and we give them a round of applause, and it's great. And these little signs here are just Velcroed on, so like I said, they can change. You can have more, you can have less. It's all laminated, so you can write on it with an Expo marker. It's awesome. Cubby area. I call these mailboxes. Kids keep all their stuff in them. And soon we'll put up all our birthdays with a picture of each math station. I'll put math tools and math games here once we have learned how to play the games, and then it becomes a GERT choice. Some of the tools, dice, tokens, counting rods, cards, and then we've got game boards and we've got various games. Mostly I make the games, but sometimes I buy them. Pattern blocks are always a favorite. Here is our mobile listening center. This is a group listening center, and I'm very fortunate to have wireless headphones. We have lots of different books on CD and books on iPod. So this is a group center. I can put it wherever I want in the room. And at least once a week, students are listening to a story in small group. And then afterwards, they're doing some kind of an accountability piece, some kind of a worksheet to let me know about their comprehension and what they thought of the story. This metal cabinet here is a wonderful find. I found it at our district warehouse. I love, love, love it. So many drawers. So I can keep everything organized that I need, from Post-its to thin expo markers to beads, birthday things, whatever I need. We have our own classroom lost and found, which is great. This is our portable step chart. It goes to specialists because peak behavior is held accountable in specialist classes as well. And when we come back to the classroom, we take care of any step ups or step downs. My students always sit in teams. This year it happens to be 3 teams. Last year I had 5 teams. It just kind of depends on the number of kids and how I set my room up. 3 teams is great. You've got lots of space. And one person is always in charge every day for their team. We call him the team commander because my class has a space theme. So that person is in charge of doing anything that I might need them to do. Team commanders, please come here and get some expo markers for everybody on your team. Or when they earn team points, the team commanders get to go up and keep track of the points. These are the name tags I made, just using Microsoft Word. Very, very fortunate to have chair pockets for guided reading books and student selection books. And the cool thing is the grandma who made these also embroidered them. Very, very fortunate. And we're across from our classroom. This is where we display all of our, not all of our writing, but a lot of our published pieces go out here, at least 1 per quarter, so that kids can expose their writing to others, adults and students.